Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
I mean, you're going on 3 years of doing these reviews on this channel.
I've almost quit like 3 times. I think it's really fun.
Once per year, you almost quit.
Yeah, get me out of here. A COVID outbreak sounds like the greatest thing that ever happened to AEW because it forced Dummy to only play with a few of his toys instead of all of them like he does on every other show. Come on now. Like, what part of this is okay? Stop fucking trying to feel his muscles, you fucking creep. You eat hot dogs only because they're dick shaped. Don't blame me. I eat hot dogs for the taste. Where's my hug? Them niggas. We all know them niggas. As much as I hate on Vince and I hate everything he's done, I defend him against Malcolm X on that fucking what's up, my nigga? That's still the funniest thing I've ever seen on WWE television. I'm sorry. Malcolm X could rise up the grave and say, hey, that's wrong. I'd be like, let's hold on a second. How do I say this fucking in trouble? Any of you who are threatened by Jay's appearance, you miss out on the great things in life because whatever Jay wants to do, I'm down for it. As long as my booty hole stays out of it, I'm down for whatever Jay wants to do. I'm rich. I'm a legend. I don't need to do any of this shit. I got Roe v. Wade overturned. I don't need to take any of this shit from any of you. I'm not doing a goddamn thing.
Do you remember who Ella J is, Jimmy? She's the one that the one you always break up about Tony Khan shutting her down when she asked about the NWA.
Oh! I was gonna say she's somebody. The way you said it, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, is this somebody who I really need Roe v. Wade for? I don't remember everybody. But
Jesus Christ, will you stop?
I wasn't saying she should be done away with. I'm just saying she's attractive. And after I was done with her, she would have to do away with something. That's what I was saying. Was that clean enough? I think I kept the words and opinions of
Hello, it is me, your new media Forbidden Door, SP3, back once again with another edition of AEWramble, episode 50. It was fun while it lasted, lasted.
in this fucking show. Jesus.
We are here to review the July 6, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite, coming off the heels of last week's Blood and Guts. Of course, I am here with the man of 45,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as the most unfiltered and honest opinions on Antoine Tony Khan. He is the one, the only Jimmy Macram.
I'm going to still get us started on the wrong foot, or maybe right foot. I'm not entirely sure which, but I will say this. Is Sam here yet? If she's here, she's probably here. Fuck it. Listen up. She's here. Listen, last week, all right, let me start with this way. If you don't DVR a TV special, you have to watch it on demand, and you have to fast forward till you get to the part you want to get to, and you have to sit through the commercials. I sat through 4 commercials watching last week's AEW Dynamite so I could get to the middle of the show so I could hear them say, and their tag team partner, Jon Moxley. Without our interim champion, like I told you, that's SP3, and I told CM did not happen. I don't want to hear any more doubts about my memory. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Congratulations. Did they say it this week?
I've never been accused of being not petty. Just right.
You are one of the most petty and in all of YouTube. I do appreciate that pettiness about you. And man, just watching back the clips from last week, it's funny because I had to write a script about for Wrestle Talk for wrestling moments that WWE tried to erase. So I actually, one of those moments was when you talked about last week, the Vince saying the N word, and I actually showed my missus, and you all know where my missus works. She's never seen that before, and she was like shocked that John Cena agreed to do that segment.
Am I alone in thinking that segment's hilarious? I think I'm alone in this. This thing was hilarious.
I mean, I had to watch it back as well. I think it's Booker. It's Booker and Charbel's reaction that make it. Because it's Vince. What's good in the hood? What's good in the hood? Oh, that's good, my nigga.
He walks away all proud of himself. On fucking TV. What? Oh my god. What are you doing, sir? That's so fantastic. Okay,
that was on a pay-per-view. That's on Survivor Series 2005.
It's so unnecessary too. It means nothing to anybody except Vince, who thought it was hilarious to do.
Word up, my nigga. And then the way he bounced around, he walks on.
This is amazing.
Oh man, it's outrageous. But yes, we are here to discuss AEW Dynamite, not the horrible things that Vince McMahon has said or done on national TV.
You want to talk about
national?
What's that chick's name? Who's the buff chick from Impact? She's the champ, I think.
Right now, Jordan Grace.
You want to talk about her horrible Chris Benoit take?
I mean, no, we don't. We
okay.
already.
I mean, we don't want to be controversial. I apologize.
I might have to put out like a warning shot. A warning shot if you're gonna talk about that.
I mean, come on, we gotta talk about it. We can just say it was a horrible take. Can we just say that?
I mean, you are valid to your take if you
come on
can't
now, you
separate
the anybody who can brain.
If you can't separate the performer from what he did, I totally understand the take. That's my opinion.
What was that?
If you can't separate the performer from what he did, then I understand.
Listen, that would be one thing. I love that. Except she did do that and did it wrong. If you say, I don't want to talk about how he wrestles, it's not important, he's a murderous piece of shit, that's fine. I agree. I'm with you. Who cares how he wrestles? He's a fucking scumbag, CTE or not. But to say, I'm going to separate it and he wasn't that good, well, then you're a moron. Buff, talented, whatever moron, but a moron nevertheless.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Why is it only okay to separate the artist from the art if it's negative? That's like me saying...
Sorry. Benoit to me is on the same level as R. Kelly. They did some good stuff in their lifetime, but what they did, I can totally understand if you can't appreciate what they did.
No,
in their art.
Again, what you're saying is true, but that's not what she did. It's like if I said, I don't care about R. Kelly, he's a scumbag, and he can't sing. That's not true. It's distinctly not accurate. It's not accurate.
Fair enough. We got a bunch of comments in the live chat already. Keep those coming in. We love to hear from all of you what you guys thought about AEW Dynamite or what you think about Jimmy Macram's opinions. This show is free flowing and it's interactive, so of course we're gonna get a lot of comments. We'll try to highlight as many as possible, but the best way to have your comment highlighted is with a super chat donation. Those are always appreciated. We are a self-funded channel, so the best way to show your support to the contributors, as well as the channel overall, is with a super chat donation. And then make sure we highlight your comment on screen. And of course, we appreciate everyone who joins us live here Thursdays, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time, and show your appreciation back by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great comments here. And of course, if you're watching us on demand, leave us a comment down below. I've been loving, I don't know if Jimmy's seen, I know sometimes he'll come back and read the comments here, but we got quite a few comments last week that people were just like, I'm adding this to my podcast listening, and people say that this is one of their favorite wrestling podcasts. I think it's one, you just say outrageous things that come to your mind and it's unfiltered that way, and two, I think we have a balance of, you know, my love and admiration for AEW mixed with you judging AEW based on AEW, because I feel like a lot of other AEW Dynamite reviews base it on, you know, wrestling overall, and you don't have that privilege because you don't watch anything except for AEW.
Yes, it's very tribalistic out there. It's shocking to me. Like if you use a type right now, I'm trying to think. Wardlow's not that good. Immediately, the first comment would be about Almost or Lashley or Reigns or somebody. I don't. He's not me. I don't care. Wardlow's fine.
He's like,
just make a comment.
He's like, I don't even know who you're talking about. We got Annika, who's commented on our clips at the beginning, says still don't know how Jimmy didn't get a beat drop for COVID being the best booker.
Right?
Fair.
But to be fair, it would have been redacted this week because without COVID, you saw that fucking mess of a show.
I know, no. Apparently, COVID actually did still affect them. There was still people gone and stuff. So here we don't know. Fifth generation Carney here with us saying hope everyone's doing well. Kid Get Money, one of our usuals in the live chat, saying True Hill Heat family, what's good? EBB, one of our other regulars, saying hey all, hope everyone is doing good. Hope
over
you're
here
doing good.
Something.
Ninja Mortis, one of your arch nemesis in the live chat, saying what's up, Heaters. It's Ramblers when we're here for AEWramble. Remember, we came up with that. Annika, no, I am not hiding it from my kids. Actually, whenever you see this in my background, it means at the start of the stream, one of my kids is asleep on the bed, because the bed is where the backdrop is with the True Hill Heat banner and stuff. So if one of my kids is asleep on the bed, then I have to position myself over here. That's just how it works.
It does look like you're fucking, this is a secret room he's got. He's hiding out.
I don't want to put up the Wrestle Talk backdrop because that takes a lot. You have to put up polls and stuff. So I just do this backdrop. I'm just like, what the hell? It doesn't matter. We got a bunch of comments talking about the show. We'll try to get to those as much as possible. Frantic World says Booker T calling Hogan the N-word is so funny. It is.
Yes.
That is
very
funny. Yes, Ace. I am definitely gonna get a Thunderstorm t-shirt after last night's Dynamite. I am for sure.
It's outrageous. They got to combine women who aren't Jade or Go Bigger. Put them together. More important.
You got Truly Hero Romeo says he can't hang with the wrestlers today, talking about Chris Benoit. He would hang them. I'm mad it took me a while to read it. I was about to read that out loud. And...
it's hilarious. I'm not mad at that. Oh, I'm mad at the first part. That's outrageous. But the second part is hilarious.
Now see, I'm saying one doesn't count. Y'all just love giving wrong disclaimers. Y'all always get at me for missing a disclaimer. Then when I give him one, when he's going off on Jordan Grace for having a valid opinion of,
she didn't have a valid opinion. She had a shitty opinion. If she was an ugly fucking non-wrestling neck bearded mess, people call this the awful take that it is. But because she's a wrestler and she's been on the channel, I apologize. And she's going to be on the channel. I guess I apologize retroactively. I'm just saying it's a bad take. She said it with such confidence. This might be a cold take. No, it's just dumb.
How do you know she said it with confidence? It was a tweet.
That's how I know how to read. I know how to read on the end. This might be a cold take. You can tell she has so much confidence. Oh, no.
CM says I want to reach Jimmy's level of sarcasm. It's a very high level. I will say it is.
I'll give it a clean. I'll be nice.
Frantic World asking, so is it true that Sasha Banks and Naomi are not on the WWE internal roster? That was reported by PW Insider today. So Jimmy's wish of potentially seeing Mercedes Banks, the GOAT, on AEW television is getting closer. It's getting closer.
I'm so here for this. Poor Naomi. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with her. She's not getting released. Sorry. You're just here. Sit over there in the corner.
Oh my, Kim Cunningham saying nothing to do about wrestling, but I know y'all's sense of humor may like this, but I'm a 50-year-old white chick at lunch watching movie, said the N-word, and it was loud on my Bluetooth.
Oh, me. Oh. Sorry. I'm gonna keep it clean. You think you listen to like some secret Trump or fucking DeSantis taping or something? I'd be nice.
We also got you, my boy Blue, who says look like SP3 trapped in the closet like R. Kelly. R. Kelly is hiding in the closet. He ain't trapped in the closet. He's hiding in the closet after escaping from prison.
I saw that. This is R. Kelly can't he can't read. He's escaping from prison. Like, stop it. Knock it off.
Oh man. And then Ninja Mortis actually agreeing with you, saying she's wrong. He could wrestle, but she's right. Fuck Benoit. He's
Thank
a
you.
murderer.
All she has to do is cut the first 3 lines of her tweet. Who cares if he can wrestle? He's a cunt. Fuck him. That's it. Do you know artists? Do you know if Hitler's a good artist or not? I don't. I never cared. He's a murderous psychopath. Who gives a fuck?
He has a Napoleonic complex as well. So there's a lot to go there.
That mustache clean, boy.
Mustache is clean, boy. Let's we've gone nearly 20 minutes and haven't even talked about the show yet, but let's get into it. We'll keep those comment super chat donations the best way to help us out, as well as have your comment highlighted on screen. But we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite from July 6, 2022 from Rochester, New York, one of the main places for AEW. The last time they were here was last September. That was one of their better shows that had Sammy Guevara defeating Miro for the TNT championship. As usual, actually, what did you think about the crowd on this night?
They were fine, though I heard a couple of these bums try to get a wet chant started at certain points in the night. Yeah. As great as Steve Austin is, probably the best ever, like on a week-for-week basis. He's led the boring chants and the wet chants are unfortunately part of his legacy. It's a goddamn shame.
It is insufferable. But let's talk about the opening match, which was with how we ended the last show in Rochester, TNT Championship match, like I said, with Sammy Guevara defeating Miro. So we started off this show with the TNT Championship match, a street fight with Scorpio Sky defending against the number one contender, Wardlow. He walked backstage and then made his entrance in the arena. Once again on commentary, Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Schiavone started us off. We had Scorpio Sky. He came out with Ethan Page, Dan Lambert, and members of America Top Team. Scorpio early on, he hits Wardlow with a low blow because it's no disqualification in this street fight, but he responds. Wardlow responds with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Wardlow follows with 2 Beals that sends Sky to the floor. Dan Lambert gets in Wardlow's face at ringside, causing a distraction, which leads to Sky throwing Wardlow into the steel steps. ATT stomp at Wardlow after this. The story was that ATT was at ringside, but Scorpio Sky wanted to try to do this on his own. And of course, this didn't work out too well for him. Wardlow got control again with a beautiful swanton bomb. Every time he does that, it's like, how is this man his size doing that? He looks for the powerbomb symphony, but ATT gets in the ring, so he fights all of them off, ending with the gorilla press onto a pile of the trainees from ATT on the floor. With Wardlow distracted, Sky blasts him with the TNT championship for a near fall. Scorpio then does a fake pull down the straps and he goes for the TKO, but Wardlow pushes Sky into Dan Lambert. He hits a big old spine buster and then he follows up with a 3 count of the powerbomb symphony, foot on the chest, and he is your new TNT championship. this match definitely didn't need any type of street fight stipulation other than giving ATT the privilege to just get involved and make Wardlow look like a bigger beast. But because of that, I think this is the best that Wardlow has looked since Double or Nothing, and he is your new TNT championship, the biggest win of his career. He had Genie as well as the original model for the TNT championship backstage, taking photos. Post-match graffiti rains down on Wardlow after the win, and this marks the second time the TNT championship has changed hands in the hometown of one of the greatest TNT champions, Brody Lee. And what did you think about this huge win for Wardlow and the opening match here, Jimmy?
Did you say one of the greatest TNT champions? I mean, all right, you know what?
I mean, we have gone through a stretch of horrible TNT champions, and my next question after talking about this match is, where do you think Scorpio Sky ranks as far as the TNT champion?
Jeez.
I'm sorry. Based on the little amount of history, this title's only been around for 2 years. I think I would not question anyone who says Miro, Cody, Brody, or Darby as the greatest TNT champion in their opinion. On the other half of the spectrum is people like Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky. So,
yeah, unfortunately, Scorpio's probably at the bottom through no fault of his own. But to be fair, he's always been a boring mess who clearly gets his eyebrows done at the Dominican place, because what the fuck is going on with his fucking eyebrows? He just look atrocious. He's got Hitler mustaches for eyebrows. That aside, I'm just saying, you seen his eyebrows?
How did we stay on Hitler? That was a nice coming full circle. That was
nice. This match was fine. I'm not entirely sure why. Well, I assume Scorpio's still hurt, right?
Yeah. He's just coming off of the injury. He didn't look as hobbled as he did in that Dante Martin match on Rampage. But he's just coming off of injury. So I think that was the other reason why they wanted the street fight stipulation, so he can get help from American Top Team.
Fair enough. This match was what it was. Didn't have to be a street fight. Kind of fucking. I think in the AEW's lexicon, street fight is pretty low, right? Because there's always a death match. And then there's one other one that's more ridiculous, and I guess street fight would be below that.
There's the lights out match,
right?
There's a level below that is Anarchy in the Arena type of matches. Level below that is like no disqualification, and then street fight.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's a shame. The Scorpio Sky, to me, got off to a poor start because he's awful. And then when they did the double turn, I was like, we have saved everybody involved somehow. Tremendous. And then he just went back to being shit. And then he got hurt. And then he got squashed here. I don't know what you want from you. How long does Brody Lee have to be gone before we acknowledge that he is like Biggie or Tupac or whatever of AEW, where he is great, but his full greatness was not realized because of the untimely death. And therefore, if we were to be objective, he's probably not one of the greatest TNT champions ever.
He is one of the greatest TNT champions ever.
All right, I tested the waters. I don't want to get any trouble.
He has the greatest TNT championship win. Can you debate that?
No, that's one of my favorite segments.
Yeah.
Ever. But Miro, easily ahead.
I agree.
Cody, I would put ahead.
More based on his first reign than his second or third reign, but yeah.
And Darby. That's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind him is who? Scorpio Sky and Sammy?
Sammy, yeah.
So that puts him in the bottom 3, not the top 3.
He's in the middle. No, that was in the middle. Because there's 7 champions now, and if you're ranking,
who are we missing?
He's 4th. So he's right in the middle.
Wardlow?
No, 7th is Wardlow.
Don't do this, Skip Bayless. No. I love Brody. And I was so excited when he won. I was here for it. And then, fucking look. Fucking your God happened.
Wait, what?
Your God happened. Your benevolent God who apparently fucking kills nice people.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
You know what? That was earned. I'm cranky today.
At least you know. At least you know. At least
I came out of nowhere like I had Tourette's. I apologize.
I know. He couldn't get that out and quick enough. Oh, Blue actually has a good point. Scorpio is the greatest black TNT champion of all time.
Of all time, Scorpio Sky is going to be the only black TNT champion of all time.
Oh man, he's the greatest. He's the greatest black singles champion in AEW history.
Yes, only outside of Jade. Never happening.
Oh damn! Fuck. He's second. The second greatest. Damn it. What continue?
Yeah, I don't know where Wardlow goes from this. I saw a couple of Miro comments. I love Miro. I love Miro a lot. I don't want him to get beat up by Wardlow.
And I feel like Miro, especially what we saw from him on this show, it kind of says that he's going to be either a tweener or a babyface.
I gotta be honest. I know we'll get to it, but I really don't want to. I'm really excited to see that feud, and really don't want to see that feud because somebody's gonna lose.
Because your only other example of a feud with who he's feuding with was a feud that went on for 9 months and only had 9 segments.
No, I just mean I love them both.
Forward.
I love them both, and they both need to win matches. So
this is true.
At each other.
This is true, and we got to show this Wardlow posing with his fellow Pinnacle teammates or former Pinnacle teammates, FTR. A lot of gold in the Pinnacle if they were still together there, and got to show this meme, of course, from Public Enemies podcast. The Good Brothers saying, "Nobody, Kobe watching Scorpio Sky lose his Lakers genie TNT title."
That's hilarious. That's the only fucking wrestling thing I follow. That's not True Heel Heat. They're hilarious.
They are Good Brothers over there. But yes, that was a funny tweet that we had to highlight here. But yeah, I thought that the match was solid. It wasn't anything, mind blowing. But like I said, most of all, this just made Wardlow look like this is the best that he's looked since Double or Nothing. It feels like they took a 1 month break with everything regarding Forbidden Door, and now have finally got back to actually pushing Wardlow.
Not how that works. It's not how that works. We give way too many passes to this bum. Tony Khan, that is, not Wardlow.
Well, we have a question here from I guess I'll ask you first from Kim Cottingham saying, I am kind of new to your wrestling stuff, so I don't know y'all well enough. So gotta ask, WWE or AEW, which is better to y'all? Love Wardlow.
Well, since I only watch one, I'm gonna say AEW is better if I had to venture a guess. When 2009 is when I stopped watching WWE seriously. When did Asuka lose to Charlotte? What year was that?
2018.
Jesus, that's when I stopped watching anything altogether. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on over there?
I love how we have so many different opinions on this channel, because you got someone like Romeo, which is probably one of his favorite moments in wrestling is Charlotte beating Asuka, and for you that was the moment you stopped watching WWE completely.
I know you love Charlotte. I get that idea. I get it. You love Charlotte, but come on now. Like if any time was, come on now. What are we doing? Knock it off. I'm just saying. So yeah, the AEW. If you're making me do something, that doesn't excuse booking.
No, Will Chisholm, don't get confused by the discoloration that this man had after he tore his pectoral muscle. Cody Rhodes is not black. He's savior for black people. He's a great liberator for black people, but he is not black.
That's hilarious.
Just want to make that clear. And we got a super chat donation here from the good brother EBB. Thank you so much, EBB, for that one. He says, Dynamite was so goddamn boring for me. Nothing atrocious. It was just ... there. Hope the TNT title is built up again now. First half hour was decent.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. It's just a bore. Don't want to be fair. No, because last week they had a good show, so no excuses this week. Nothing's changed. I was gonna give Dummy a pass for all the injuries, but you did a good show last week. I can't give you a pass. I can't do it. As far as TNT title goes, especially like Wardlow, we haven't seen him diverge from his formula a lot yet, so I don't have too high hopes. But we'll see. I could be wrong.
We shall see. We shall see for sure. Backstage, we had one of our always our favorites here on this show, Dynamite Jimmy. Jon Moxley cutting a promo. He talks about all the people betting against him, saying that he doesn't know the monster he faces in Brody King tonight. Mox says they must have forgot that he beat a man he deeply respects face in to win the interim AEW World Title at Forbidden Door in Hiroshi Tanahashi. He then carved guys' faces in Blood and Guts. And for Mox, Blood and Guts is like golfing on a Sunday for me. He says they don't know the monster they are dealing with in the Blackpool Combat Club. It's step up or get stepped on. Bars.
Jon Moxley's so fucking good. Like, that is... Every week, he just fucking crushes it. I don't know. You know what? Be nice. Good job, Jon Moxley. And more importantly, not more importantly, but somewhat importantly, it might be time to do something with your hair. I'm just saying. Might be... In fact, fuck it. It's that time. It looks fine there, but if you see him in the main event, it's like, yo, my man, let it
that ball
go.
Spot. That ball spot is serious. It's not as bad and atrocious as John Cena's ball spot that he combs over. Yeah, he got a ball spot. Oh. He turned around, you could see it. It's almost on that Hogan status, but he got a nice little comb over game. He does it well.
Yeah, but when it starts in the front, people think they can get away with it. Like Moxley got the Stephen A. Smith haircut now. Let it go. It's over.
He ain't got a 4 head, he got a 11 head. Back from break, we see Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese trying to gather signatures for their petition to rid AEW of Swerve Strickland. They approach Keith Lee and bring up Swerve being a snake who cost Lee the casino battle royale. Lee says, "Greetings, Mr. Sterling and Mr. Nese." He says, yes, he and Swerve have had their differences, but they are still winning, unlike them, and walked off.
I ironically really like this segment. I don't even know why. It's just the fact that there's something going on backstage and happened fucking twice in the same night. I thought was really cool. I don't know if this happens on Rampage. I don't watch that fucking nonsense. Then I saw a video clip of Matt Jackson doing ridiculous flips in the ring on fucking Rampage. I'm never watching that show ever again. What the fuck is that? What the to do a back crate? What the? If he can't even flip properly, he got to put his hands on the ground. Oh, Nick Jackson is clearly.
We're still waiting on you to watch Forbidden Door so you can see him do the backflips before the back crate at Forbidden Door.
God, poor Nick Jackson.
With El Phantasmo. El Phantasmo does it better because he
How
does.
long have they been wrestling the Young Bucks?
Nearly 20 years now.
Can you imagine? Nick Jackson's like what, 190, maybe 180, carrying around a grown ass man for 20 years. Oh, free Nick Jackson, please. That aside,
you're ridiculous.
I'm not sure how we got started. You know what? Usually I'm a fan of people wearing like different attire backstage, but Tony Nese looks just a guy when he has a shirt on.
He does.
He looks like
he does. It's like night and day when he has a shirt on and when he has a shirt off.
That's the joke. It's awful. It's not funny, and it makes everybody look dumb. That's the point.
No, it's funny. It's funny.
It's not cute.
It's funny. I enjoy it.
You ever seen that kid? Like fucking. Well, you have kids. I don't know if any of your kids are like this, but they fucking because they're not very talented, they fucking run around and look at me. Look what I could do. Stop paying attention to my brother. Look at me. That's who he is. Enough. You're not talented. Just sit there and look dumb, make stupid faces while your brother does all the fucking work. Ugh.
EB saying, here and there goes Jimmy with blasphemous Matt Jackson takes.
Anybody think this guy is on the same fucking stratosphere as fucking Nick Jackson? It's outrageous to me.
Well, let's talk about someone who is slowly becoming my favorite of one of my favorite tag teams, Christian Cage. He comes with Luchasaurus. Christian says a week on from Blood and Guts, and he is the Cage everyone is talking about. He says the fans have been asking why Luchasaurus decided to remain aligned with him, but before he can continue, out comes Matt Hardy.
What the fuck?
Hardy says that Christian Cage is unreal. He is the Michael Jordan of being an asshole. Matt says Jungle Boy was his friend and he trusted you, but you screwed him over. Christian says Matt is acting like he really knows Jungle Boy. He is starting to make his brother sound like the sober one. I just put in my notes, oh shit. Oh shit. No, he didn't. Why? The fans start chanting asshole at Christian. Matt says he sees what Christian is doing with Luchasaurus. He is using him for a payday. Matt says he won't be a hypocrite because he did the same thing with Private Party, Butcher, and the Blade. Matt says the last month has been a twist of fate, and he is here to make sure no one is taken advantage of. Christian says Matt is a clout chaser who basically uses everyone in his family, his wife, his kids, his father-in-law, and even turns a blind eye to his brother and his issues to get one more reunion tour. Christian says that all
Christian. Why do I get it? I said the same thing.
All Christian says that Matt's screw up brother isn't the most embarrassing person in their family anymore. It's him. This leads to Luchasaurus attacking Matt, but Matt tries to fight him back until Luchasaurus kicks Matt's head against the ring post, and then he follows with a choke slam on Matt through a table at ringside. Christian adds insult to injury by just sitting down next to Matt's fallen and broken down body. What did you think about this week in the Christian Cage heel act? The turtleneck just kills me because it makes him look so much evil. But oh man, Christian continues to get the most heat with his promos, and this one was it started off relatively tame compared to the last couple of weeks, and then he said that line about Jeff and it just became nuclear.
I mean, we get mad at truth tellers. I don't know what to tell you. They killed King, they killed X, they killed now they're mad at Christian. Listen, I'm sorry, Matt Hardy's character has been a mess, and it's been a mess since he showed up. And now he's this fighter for truth and justice. You ever go to a girl's house? I know you're married now or whatever, fuck. But don't get yourself in trouble. I'm just saying. You ever go to a girl's house and have to sit down with her father, and he's like fucking tiptoeing around. What are your intentions with my daughter? The same intentions you had when you were 22. You fucking creep. How dare you? That's how I felt about Matt Hardy. Like, what the fuck are you even babbling about? I'm going to make sure this happens to nobody ever again. It's not you got your rocks off. Now you want to fucking stop me. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, fuck him up, Luchasaurus, please. Fuck him all the way up. Absolutely. This segment was fine once my Hardy got fucked up. Everything before that I could do without. Even with the Jeff Hardy jabs, which I enjoyed, enough. I don't need to hear Matt Hardy talk. I don't need to see Matt Hardy ever again. Just writing hkn off, that's great. I know Tony Khan feels like he has to get his money back for all the fucking money he spent on Matt Hardy for 3 years of all people. You fucking idiot. Because Jeff showed up. Are you out of your fucking mind? What a terrible investment. Because every investment is a good investment because it's not your fucking money. So feel free. I'm just saying. Christian's awesome. Matt Hardy's awful. I will never tell.
We got people clapping for you in the live chat.
Thank you. Enough of these creeps trying to reminisce about how good they were. Like, oh, you weren't. You're fucking roofing people with Bill Cosby, you fucking creep. That's hilarious. I'm just saying.
You preaching for the people. There you go. Salute. We get actually they did another thing that we always say with AEW. We were asking about them hyping up their main events, which they have been doing lately. I don't know if you noticed. They have been doing that, hyping up their main events. But they did something else we asked for, is actually talking about the main events the week after, because we got a highlight package from Blood and Guts last week. Although I know you don't like, the extra material. I don't know if you've seen it on social media. Did you see Matt Menard's promo after Blood and Guts?
I did not. Matt Menard,
Daddy Magic. No. Please watch it. It's awesome. It's incredible. It's incredible stuff. It's really good. Huh?
How long was it?
like 3.5 minutes.
I gotta stare at that fucking head for 3.5 minutes. I think I'll pass. I'm joking.
You're so wrong. We got a highlight package of Blood and Guts from last week. In the parking lot, Tony Schiavone interviews Jake Hager and Claudio Castagnoli. Hager says that Claudio wasn't a world champion in ROH or WWE, while Hager is a world-class MMA fighter. He says that he thinks you think that you're as hard as me, and Claudio had a great rolling his eyes and like questionable look. That was great. Claudio says he beat Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. Then he beat his team at Blood and Guts. Castagnoli then corrects himself, saying it's not his team, it's the guy he carries his bags around's team. While Hager is an undefeated MMA fighter, next week Claudio says he will beat Hager and remain undefeated in AEW 3-0, and Hager is the O.
Dear God. You can look at that photo and see why people always want to push him to the moon. And then you put the sound on and you see why they never make it. Dear God, two fucking charismaless fucking vacuums here. God damn it. What the fuck are we even talking about? And this segment, by the way, after between the video package, followed Christian and Matt Hardy. We followed with fucking Cesaro and Jack Swagger. What? Sir, please, sir, write these things down on paper, please.
Hey, all I can say is we the people. Shout out to Dutch Bear.
I can't wait for those fucking chants next week. You know these wrestling psychopaths can't help themselves.
They need to bring in Dutch, my homie Dutch. Bring him in. Let him be special guest referee next week.
He's busy. He's ain't he get subpoenaed?
What?
He's subpoenaed to fucking testify about January 6th, ain't he?
Oh my God! Will you stop? He was nowhere near January 6th. I said this on an interview last week. I was like, Dutch Mantel, it's out of working for him. I feel like I'm learning under the learning tree, and all this time I thought he didn't like black people, but he does. He like me. He like one black person.
Absolutely.
When Dutch says something to somebody else, he gonna be like, I got a black friend. That's me.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of that. I am proud of that.
Absolutely.
Next, we had a tag team matchup: Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus the Butcher and the Blade. Keith Lee beals Butcher early, which was quite impressive. This pisses off Butcher, and he grabs a steel chair. After distraction from Bunny, Butcher and Blade isolate Swerve and work a heat segment on him. Swerve tries to fight back by doing biting Butcher's hand on the top rope. He fights Butcher off the top and hits a diving European uppercut, and then tags in Keith Lee. Keith Lee beals Blade into Butcher. Butcher breaks up a double team from Swerve and Our Glory, but Keith and Swerve hit a combo strike. Then Blade moves Swerve into Lee's pounce, causing more dissension between the two. Butcher and Blade get a near fall on a double team. Then Keith Lee fights off both men, but Strickland comes through and hits the house call on Butcher, taking him out, and then Swerve and Our Gallery hit the double stomp Spirit Bomb combo for the win. This wasn't that good. This was 10 minutes long, and I would say 6 to 7 minutes weren't that good. I was expecting more from this, but the finishing sequence, the final 2 to 3 minutes were really good. Overall, this was fine. This was fine. When 6 minutes is not good and 3 minutes is good, I guess it's in the middle at fine.
I mean, if you say so. I loved everybody in this match. Well, it's not true. I love Butcher and I love Keith Lee.
And you love Swerve.
They're all right.
You like Swerve.
Yeah, they're there. That aside, this match was a mess, a shocking mess. I like the idea of everything they did. The execution was off. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I wanted from this match. I want them to push the Butcher, but I don't want Keith Lee to lose. And then to see where we're going. I know you ain't talking about it yet, but I just got so annoyed. I was like, really? They fucking beat the Butcher for this? Why?
So Post-match, Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks come out, call Swerve in Our Glory some trick-ass bitches. That was Powerhouse Hobbs. I thought that line was funny. Then Starks just starts going off. He's like, they're not on their level. They believe because where they are from, they think they are better. But Ricky Starks says they are the best tag team, and this leads to the best tag team in the world today, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. They come down to the ring. They say that they must have called their name. Matt Jackson says they are sorry for interrupting, but he says he doesn't have to say sorry because they started this damn company. Nick Jackson says at Double or Nothing, they had a hell of a match, that three-way matchup, 4.5 stars, but that's an off night for the Young Bucks. Both teams came up short against Jurassic Express, but who beat them just a few weeks later? Read it and weep. Matt Jackson suggests a three-way match for the AEW World Tag Team titles, Triple or Nothing, next week at Fyter Fest with Team Taz, Swerve in Our Glory, and the Young Bucks. And as they say they are the best tag team in the world, the fans start chanting FTR, and basically the Young Bucks basically ignore that. So I think the story here is the Young Bucks are just avoiding the number one contenders, FTR, until we eventually get to All Out, and they are even willing to defend their titles in a three-way match than against Dax and Cash.
In a match where they don't have to be pinned to lose?
They rather that than versus Dax and Cash.
Why don't they just pick the higher rated team? Or the lower rated team? Or the number 5 team? Or any of this? Because it's dumb. It's number one. Let's start off with that. Number 2, this is how many fucking triple threat tag team matches have we gotten recently? What the fuck?
This is the year of triple threat tag team matches in AEW.
What the? Why? This is some. They're like teaching history here. Fucking Tony Khan must have taken a Black history class recently, because every fucking time these Negroes are going at it, white people make it about them and jump right in the middle of it, and then they fucking come out on top of it. I'm sick of this fucking story. I saw this already. Who was it? Jungle Boy Luchasaurus. I don't want to see this anymore. Enough of this. Just break up Swerve and Keith Lee. Let's move on with life. I know they're black, so they like each other for some reason, because all black people love each other. That's how they got together. Thank you, Tony Khan. Yes, exactly how that works. Negroes, they have a telekinesis. Enough of this. Enough of these people. Get rid of this. Push Ricky Starks to the moon, and let's all move on with life. Please.
I love how we have different levels. Annika says, love Ricky Starks. The very next comment is Latrell saying, fucking hate Starks.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Latrell. I didn't feel right to say, oh, Latrell.
Oh, Latrell.
Oh, man.
Negro Buck says Starks was challenging his inner Slick Rick. Man is a star.
He is. He should have kept quiet and not said he was black. Tony kind of liked him still then. You know, back in the day, if you were light enough, you just pretended like, hey, no, what? No. A little bit of Indian, but no.
Like, no. What you talking about? No. Oh man, we got CM who says, I want Keith to beat the fuck out of Swerve.
Right? Swerve is a natural cunt. We just lost the tag team title match. But here's my fucking all my people who are
this is not for what you just said. This is for what you said before.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
What did I say?
I don't know. I had Annika in the chat telling me to drop the beat. So
that's outrageous.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to the people in case I miss some stuff.
I'm just saying this feud between Starks and them have been going on for forever.
It has,
because we know why, but I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just saying. Come on now. Is he fucking back there jerking off as all these Negroes fight each other? Just like back in the day. Just like good old Mandingo fighting. Oh, shut up.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm glad they're on the show. I'm glad they're on the show. I'm just saying. Fuck. Can we find something for them to do? Please? It's not that difficult. They're all very talented.
Progress this. I thought this was leading to one more tag match between these two teams, and now we're getting another 3-way. I'm sure the Young Bucks will have an even better match than what we saw at Double or Nothing, but it's not the most interesting match because we just seen it.
Yeah, but that's thank you for reminding me. I just want to say, listen, I get the Young Bucks that's their gimmick. It really bothers me when people talk about star ratings, not just because of Uncle Dave. But isn't the goal to have like a dud next to all your star ratings because you just fucking wash them in a minute and a half? Wouldn't that be the goal of every match? Why is the goal to have competitive matches? Where do they do that at? I've seen some bums in MMA start talking about it too. It makes me sick. I just want to go out there and put on an entertaining fight. Really? I thought you want to go out there and win, stupid. Ugh.
I agree. That annoys me as well. We hear from Malachi Black, who says he envies Jon Moxley for the violence he inflicts and for the experience he's about to have against Brody King. He says the house will make sure anything he experiences tonight goes well beyond the physical limit of pain. Malachi ends it with, "I envy you, Jon." That was dope. That was a dope ass promo. That just made me be like, now I want Malachi Black versus Jon Moxley.
Dude, so much. Malachi Black is so fantastic. By the way, Undertaker has really fucked up a lot of things and not just Negroes on the weekend. He is Malachi Black. If the Undertaker didn't exist, he would be so over there. And apparently he fucking struggles here. I don't understand why he isn't pushed to the moon. This character is fantastic and the promos are fantastic. I need more of this in my fucking life. Please. That was so good. And
absolutely.
I
love just the setting of it as well,
right?
Like the setting in the dark, and then how like the different members of the house will come to the light a little bit when he's talking about them. It's very well shot, very well produced, and his lines really stick with me. Speaking of someone who has some always sick lines, Eddie Kingston, he comes out for an in-ring promo segment with Tony Schiavone. Eddie congratulates Wardlow for winning the TNT title and for everyone on the winning team last week in Blood and Guts. Even you, Claudio. See, I'm growing up. Kingston says he's not done with Chris Jericho because he didn't taste his blood last week. Before he can continue, we see Jericho on the big screen, and he shows the length he's willing to go to get back at Kingston by having Ty Conti attack Ruby Soho. She slams Ruby's hand in a car door, even though Ruby kind of put her hand there to get slammed in the car door. Jericho Appreciation Society is very proud for their actions at this. They're all there and they run off before officials come to check on Ruby, and we see Ruby down on the parking lot floor in agony off her hand being slammed in the car door. But from one very well shot and produced segment, this was not very well shot and produced. One, Ruby's hand should have been put there by a member of JAS. You got 6 of these motherfuckers just standing around. Why can't one of them, like, I know you don't want a lot of male on female violence, but one of them can just put her hand in the door. So it's not like Ruby fucking set herself up to get this type of pain. And 2, how the hell do you have this segment with Eddie Kingston in the ring with the promo segment? And, you know, we saw how great Eddie Kingston was with his facial expressions. Why don't we see Eddie's reaction to Ruby getting attacked? Like, that would have sold this whole segment and saved this whole segment. Even with Ruby putting her hand in harm's way, I think this would have been saved as a segment if we saw Eddie's reaction to it.
Probably, because I assume Eddie left the ring to run back there. So we should just have the camera on him. This much like the tag team match earlier, this felt like a good idea and poor execution. I like the idea of them getting revenge on Ruby Soho. I just find it hilarious. I like the idea of five grown men standing around as this woman's getting grass kicked. It's hilarious to me. And it would have been great if they fucking crushed her hand. Jake Hager seems like the proper type for it. He seems like he can do it without looking like he's manhandling her. You just buy that.
Yeah.
Put her hand wherever he wants, so to speak. This is a mess. This was a fucking mess. I don't know why, if you're gonna do that, you just don't go with the fucking fireball then, because the hand thing doesn't work to me. I just use the fireball. Fuck it. He's a wizard. Do it. Fuck it. Let's move on.
I think it's their whole thing. They don't like male on female violence, but yeah, I would have rather that as well. That would have been fine to me. Or a fireball to Ortiz. He didn't do a fireball to Ortiz yet. Do it to Ortiz, because they also talked about have like them holding Ruby as they do the fireball to Ortiz.
That works. And then we put our hand in every question. Fuck it. Enough of this.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed. Jericho, I don't even blame Jericho for this. It's not his fault. Well, it is. You know what? You have enough. You know what? I'm not going to blame Jericho, because every time he inputs his information, fucking dummy throws him under the bus. So he probably said, fuck it. I'm not saying any more. And no more fucking anything from me. Whatever you want, boss.
Whatever you want, boss. Whatever you want. We'll do it your way. We'll do it your way. It's fine. Ninja Morty is saying Ruby moves her arm into the door because Jericho was using because he's a wizard. Yep, absolutely. And yes, this was pre-taped, by the way, because Jericho wasn't there at Dynamite. He wasn't there. He was in the UK. So Attica says, who watched this pre-tape segment and said, yeah, this looks good.
You know who said it. The only person who can say it. The only person with the final say in that fucking company. That's so fucking, ugh. This is what happens. You know what, fuck it. I'm too tired to rant about this bum again.
They watched it back and he just responded.
Let's fucking go.
I've never hated somebody I've never met this much. Never. See, that picture's not bad, but him like trying to show emotions, just everything about this guy, it's just the worst. Listen, I get it, but fuck him.
Why did you have to add that?
Because he's not good at any particular aspect you need to be good in. He's not a good promoter. He's not a good booker. He was a good owner until he shot that down the window by shitting on LJ and Negroes in 2 tweets. He stinks.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's bullshit. Like, shut up. He tries to have a personality. Enough of you. Ugh. You would tell that's somebody who's never been told to shut the fuck up, who's never gotten his ass kicked for being the way he is. All of us have gone through either verbal abuse or physical abuse that have helped mold us into the person we are at 30, whatever the fuck. He's never done it. So he's the same person he was at 7, which is a fucking mess. Who fucking runs around doing whatever the fuck he wants because daddy didn't have the balls to say no. Too busy fucking designing his awful fucking mustache. I hate that whole fucking family. Well, at least those two. I can't say the whole family. But Shad Khan and Tony can both die slow. I hate them.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I was fine with the sledge. Would you wish death?
Yes, it does. Have you seen his mustache? Google Shad Khan.
No, you wish death on them. That's the line.
All right, I don't want
that's the line. I'm not willing.
I don't want them. We're all gonna die. That's all I'm saying. We're all gonna die someday. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't saying anything nefarious.
Okay, sure thing. Moving on swiftly, commentary talks about the hideous attack by the Jericho Appreciation Society on Ruby Soho. Say that they will hopefully, she has a recovery, or they'll give an update. Out comes Dark Order with -1. Brody Lee Jr. in Brody Lee's hometown of Rochester. John Silver says that Rochester is Dark Order country. Evil Uno says they have an announcement that Dark Order is here to stay. They also say that they have a proclamation and give the mic to Brody Lee Jr. However, QT Marshall, with a nice clean shave as well, he comes out to interrupt. QT challenges -1 to go face to face with him after all his attacks on AEW Dark. This brings out. He even threatens to go to his locker room and rip off all the toys head that he has in his locker room. Evil Uno, This brings out Hangman Adam Page, of course, the friend of the Dark Order. Evil Uno and Page punch QT, and the rest of Dark Order hit a bunch of offense on Marshall. 10 hits a big lariat on QT to leave him laying, and then Uno gives the mic to -1, who says that he could pin QT right now, but he's going to wait until he is 19. So long-term booking, y'all. Long-term booking. Long-term storytelling. You love this segment, I know.
How old do I have to wait before I can start shitting on this kid and the entirety of this fucking nonsense? How long?
I don't know.
How old is he?
I think he's like 10, 11.
We getting there. We getting there real quick. Enough of this. Enough. Listen, we all love Brody. Brody was great. He made the Dark Order great for the time it was there. But we can't be fucking letting Dark Order members go and then have a segment talking about Dark Orders forever. That's not how that works. Enough of this. Enough of all. This was dumb. I'm sorry. Like how long do we already keep doing this? I'm just asking. How long do we keep doing this part of it? I'm thoroughly curious. Because you all seem to get over it and don't want to say it. I'll say it because I've been over it. Enough.
I thought they moved on from Dark Order, but I didn't need this segment. That's for sure. And if you were gonna do this segment, I would have liked some opposition for the Dark Order that's at least more entertaining and engaging than QT Marshall. This seemed like a segment that should have been better off on Dark.
Yes, but we want to keep pretending we're a good guy. That's what Dummy does. And you're not. Move on. Who cares? Poor Hangman. Poor fucking Hangman. How gross is that? Oh, he's a made man. He won the championship. Right. Exactly. Told you. Tried to tell you. He's a toy. And he fucking Dummy's bored, so we're over it.
We do have a super chat donation here from EVB. He says he don't like Blood and Guts being chapter 2 or 3 again. Chapter 2 of 3 again.
Agreed.
I mean, yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. I figured with the finish last week that we were at least gonna get Jericho and Eddie one more time, but I'm fine with that. Now that we are doing like it's basically the same thing as last year, where Blood and Guts, you have Blood and Guts, and then you splinter off into singles feuds between the guys in Blood and Guts. Yeah, we need Blood and Guts to be the feud ender at some point.
Please, because none of these feuds are all that interesting. It's over. It's over. I don't want to see Sammy versus. No, not Sammy. Fucking who's my man from Buffalo?
Daniel Garcia.
Jesus fucking Christ. Team versus Wheeler Yuta. Who gives a fuck? Who really? Be honest. Who amongst you actually gives a fuck? None of you. Don't lie. I don't want to hear it. Eddie versus Jericho. I guess. Like, who cares? Claudio versus Jack Swagger. Hard pass. From everybody with common sense. Hard pass. Hey, come on. Let's just move on. Let it go.
We do have a question here for you, Jimmy. If TK gives Jimmy free tickets to an AEW show on a pay-per-view, will Jimmy like TK?
If fucking TK fucking put my balls to some jumper cables, would Jimmy like TK? No! Why would you fucking torture me in this way? Send me to an AEW show with all these other fucking psychopaths and make me sit there for 2.5 hours, make me like them. Where they do that at? No! Absolutely not. And if it was a good show, there were no psychopaths. No! My hatred goes beyond him. I'm not like the rest of you fucking Uncle Toms. I fucking hate him on general principle. You can't be nice to me and make me like you. That's not how that works. I hate you on principle. I hate you for everybody else who doesn't have the strength to hate you.
What are you, fucking stupid?
Thank you. Yes, I hate you for your deeds. Oh man.
Oh man. I love the consistency. You will never deny that Jimmy is consistent in his opinions. So it's totally fine. We got JR who comes out for the second hour. Once again I have to ask. I like this. This is better. This is better for me. Just keep JR into 1 hour or one match per show.
Is that what this is about? I had two theories. First theory was he fucking dummy just saw a episode of Nitro and so that you can recap the show in the beginning of the show and then change the fucking content at the beginning. I'm not mad at it. Or this is a way to phase JR out. It definitely felt that way in this episode. I was like, this feels like we're fucking slowly pushing JR out the door. That's a shame. I like JR.
Yeah, I like.
He's not what he once was, obviously, but yeah.
I would save him for the big matches. That's just me.
The big matches. What big matches?
If you have an interim AEW World Championship matchup or AEW World Title match, a big title match in the main event, or something like Blood and Guts,
Big title match.
Okay. Yeah, big title match.
Fucking non-existent championship belt. All
right. It actually exists. It's not non-existent. That's a false statement. Penta Zero comes out. He's with Alex Abrahantes and Rey Fenix, and then he's going one-on-one with Rush, making his AEW Dynamite debut along with Jose and Andrade El Idolo. Penta hits a slick-looking springboard arm drag off the steel steps on the floor. He then comes back in the ring and looks for a dive, but Rush cuts him off with a forearm. Rush constantly is going after Penta's mask throughout this matchup. Penta hits a backstabber at one point, and Rush responds back with a snap power slam. Penta hits an even more emphatic backstabber for a 2 count. The two men start trading strikes, and ending with Rush hitting a rising knee strike for the double down. Penta catches Rush with a super kick and hits the Fear Factor package power driver. He goes for the cover. He gets to 2, and Andrade puts Rush's foot on the bottom rope to break the count. With the referee distracted with Phoenix, who's going after Andrade on the floor, Rush hits a low blow and then pulls off Penta's mask and then cradles him up for the win here. I thought it was a good match that was physical. It progressed the story between the two men as Rush took the mask and basically he is stealing it, and La Faction Ingonables is getting in the head of the Lucha Bros here. What did you think about the matchup with Rush and Penta?
Yawn. I don't care about this match. So what? Sorry. Was it good? I watched it, but I wasn't invested, so I couldn't even tell you what the fuck happened. Who won? Rush won because they're masked. I told you I don't enjoy wrestling for wrestling's sake. I was just over it. Like, who cares about Rush? Be honest. Who cares about Rush?
No, nope. They didn't build him up.
Not they. There is no they. There is no they. Or maybe he changed his pronouns, but until last I saw, there is no they. It's just a he, and it's dummy. Like, come on, man. What the fuck is he even doing? Does he have no help? He talks to 30-year-old veterans. I remember hearing this.
Nope.
Where he can't keep track of fucking shit he did weeks ago and then brings it back. Like, the show was a fucking mess. I thought it was look, fucking what's talking about it right now. It's a mess. Back to the fucking shit.
Well, we got some build up towards ROH Death Before Dishonor. Excalibur announces that Samoa Joe will face Jay Lethal for the ROH World Television Championship on July 23rd at Death Before Dishonor. Backstage, we hear from Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Santam Singh. Lethal says they won't be taking Joe lightly, but they will be taking his championship. And Santam Singh says, "New champion."
I'm so confused. I really want to break through in India. Is that all it takes, though?
Yep.
You just fucking you have him say 3 words at the end of every promo. Like, what the fuck?
Quality promo writing there.
What a bum. What a bum.
Back from break. Booker of the Year. Back from break, we see Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese trying to get Orange Cassidy signature for his petition against Swerve Strickland after Swerve eliminated him from the Battle Royal last week. Orange says he doesn't sign anything without his lawyer being present, which of course his lawyer is Danhausen. Smart Mark suggests that Tony Nese faces Orange Cassidy on Rampage, and if he loses, he has to sign the document, and Danhausen suggests the same match for a lot of money. lots of money. And Orange accepts, and then he gives high fives to the best friends afterwards. What did you think about this little segment here?
I actually thought that was cute. That's the most I've ever liked Danhausen. Well done. Well done on everybody.
He's got good comedic timing. I'll give him
He
that.
does.
Speaking of good comedic timing, we had the Acclaim come out with the Ass Boys, the Gun Club, and we get Yo, listen. And before he can finish, the Austin Gunn takes the mic out of Caster's hand. I thought that this was the most heat anyone got outside of Christian on this show, was taking the mic away from Matt Caster before he can finish the rap. It was the Acclaim and the Gun Club versus Roughing It and Fuego del Sol. Acclaim and the Guns have issues throughout this matchup, trying to steal tags from one another. Eventually, Austin tags in Bowens, who hits a series of strikes and on Bear Bronson before hitting a leg bulldog. He then tags in Caster for the mic drop, but as he's on the top rope, Austin Gunn tags himself in and he takes the pin away from Caster. Post-match, they argue, but then the Gun Club attacks the Acclaim out of nowhere. Billy pulls his sons off of the Acclaim, but then Mr. Ass turns on Max, clotheslining him. He was a little bit grudged. We saw there was a little bit of conflict there. He clotheslines Max Caster before giving Bowens the fame asser when he offers to scissor me daddy ass again. So I would say, I guess this is the official babyface turn for the Acclaim, which, I mean, this is one instance where you can't say Tony Khan is listening to the fans, because the fans were treating the Acclaim like baby faces anyway. So this is just going along with that progression there. What did you think?
So why do you have the segment last week?
Yeah, we should have had it last week.
This week.
Well, they wanted all the focus to be on blood and guts.
So how about nothing last week and just do it this week?
They had to win.
But what changed in Billy Gunn's mind between last week and this week?
He realized they were black. He thought they were just tan.
I listen. This is. Listen, I agree with the move. Eventually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Listen, the storyline's a mess. But if you did the segment last week, which is fine, and then had him do the Acclaim stuff for, I don't know, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then turn as his kids grew up or start doing matches on their own or prove their worth, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it's just dumb. And it was dumb. It made everybody look dumb. But I got to be honest, Bowens reaching up, like, please do it, is hilarious.
Scissor me, daddy, yes.
That's funnier than it should be.
I wish he would have said, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then gave him the face.
AEW just feels so like it could be better, but you'll have to take it as it is. At least it's better than the other place. Like,
that's pretty much whenever you have any type of criticism towards AEW, that's usually the comeback. Well, it's better than WWE. I mean, yeah, but no one was talking about them.
Oh, that's fucking shit.
We're not talking about them.
I heard.
Tell me, is it now a new pronoun?
I heard that he was thinking about hiring a booker for the ROH Women's Division. Is this true? Maria Kanellis, and he was thinking about that. That is a step in the right direction. First step to fixing your problem is admitting you have a problem. So, hey, I'll take it. Then a booker for this women's division. Then a booker for the company. I'll take it.
Okay. Yeah, I hope this is not Maria just coming in for the ROH women's division. I think he needs someone. He needs a woman backstage, because you see,
he needs a woman, period. He needs to chill.
Yes. Yeah, that too. Because but you see in other promotions like Impact Wrestling, they got Gail Kim. Impact has one of the better women's divisions because of this. I think the only place, and I think even WWE, they have Dana Warrior, which isn't the best woman to have as a creative person, but at least it's a woman. So at least there's something as far as that. So yeah, I think all these other places are better than AEW on how they treat the women because they have a woman in that position.
This is true. I hope so. Not gonna see all the fucking male psychopaths getting upset. It doesn't have to be a woman. I take anybody who can book in the division. But Please.
And yes, I didn't even think of that. That is true. Remember, Billy Gunn and the rest of DX had on blackface, so SP3 is right. Frantic World, yes. Yes, they did. They did, in fact, do that. That was a segment. One of my favorite segments, but it was a segment.
I gotta be honest, that whole thing was awful.
I mean, no, I don't even like it for them. I think even when I wasn't offended by stuff like that, I was offended by it because I always remember that segment for Jason Sensation as Owen Hart. I think he was the star of that whole entire
No. The star of that segment is Road Dogg, and it's not that close.
he bit the butter, he cooked the mother's ass. He cooked the mother's ass.
I'm sorry, that's fucking perfect.
No, Jason Sensation, go back and watch his Owen Hart impersonation. It was spot on. I'm a nugget. I'm not a nugget. I'm a black heart, damn it. A winner, a soul survivor. Woo!
Yeah, a different era, we'll say. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to question too much for that.
Backstage in a dark room because he has been forsaken again, Miro appears and he says that Malachi Black is different from him. While Black stabs men in their backs, he breaks them. He says that the Redeemer says he is coming after the House of Black. He says that he's a devil, so he will go down to the gates of hell and destroy him after what happened at Forbidden Door. What did you think about this promo segment? Miro always is good in these segments to me.
Miro's fucking awesome. This felt, not to use the terminology, but it felt like two gods were getting ready to fight. Here for the idea. I don't think I'm here for the actual feud because somebody has to lose. That's how that works. And I don't think either one of them can afford a loss at this point.
True.
Sorry.
EBB have better he says NXT 2.0 have better presented and booked women's division with less experienced talent.
It's true.
No, not really, because they do script these promos that don't sound like real people. They just have so many women and they feature them. I think the best thing you could say is that they feature the women's division more than AEW. I wouldn't say better presented or booked because they have these awful segments or they're putting people that are really good, like Roxanne Perez, in the ring with people that aren't very good. And they just have a surplus of women and they at least put them out there. So maybe you could say they feature more women, but I can't say they better presented.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't watch it and don't plan to. I didn't watch it when it was black and gold. What am I watching now for?
To be fair, I get paid to watch it. But anyway, we got Thunderstorm versus Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir. Nyla and Marina, it caught me off guard at first, but then I got it when they came out with umbrellas, which I thought was great because they're versing Thunderstorm. Clever.
Shut up.
Meanwhile, Rosa and Tony, they come out in matching black and gray gear. I always love that for a makeshift tag team. It makes them feel like more of a tag team when they got the same color scheme, at least. Thunderstorm hit a nice little poetry in motion shotgun dropkick combo early on Marina. After distraction, Nyla hits Tony with the umbrella to give the heels the advantage. They isolate Tony until she tags into Rosa. Tony hits a high angle DDT on Nyla and then hits a German suplex followed by her wonderful hip attack on Marina Shafir before Thunderstorm hits a spiked Fire Thunder Driver for the win. I thought that this was a nice win for Thunderstorm, and it seems like we're going to get more from this duo as AEW release new t-shirts for Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm. The Thunderstorm t-shirt, you know I'm competent, and I'm going to wear it on AEWramble just for you, Jimmy. What did you think about this match?
It'd be really cool if she wasn't the champ. Isn't she the champ? I forget these things. I saw with the belt. I assume that's the championship belt. Listen, this is fine. If it's a way for Rosa and Rosa and Tony Storm to get featured, then I'm here for it. However, for the belt, what about the fucking feuds for the belt? What are we doing? What happened to Go Baker and Jamie Hayter? What happened to that? What happened to all these things?
I think that's who they're gonna feud. That's who they're gonna face next. That's who they're gonna feud with next.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Whatever you want. Fuck it. Yeah. Feel free.
Why not? Why not show some love for Thunderstorm? That's like the greatest tag team name ever. Even my daughter loves it.
It is a solid name. I'm being disingenuous. It is a solid name. I just don't like this idea. Not right now. Thunder Rosa has had no momentum as a fucking women's champion because she's not Go Baker through no fault of her own. Dummy can only fucking concentrate on one woman at a time. Unless it's in his bed, then no woman at a time. That's gross. Get out. I'm sorry, I cracked myself up, but I feel like we blew our. I had the kids there. Keep my language clean. I felt like
They left now. They left. Huh? They left now. It's okay. Go ahead.
I thought we blew our load with fucking Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm already, and now we're trying to work our way backwards so we can do it again. What are we doing?
Fair enough. Backstage, we go to someone who they are booking very well in the women's division, Jade Cargill, who asks Stokely Hathaway what was going on last week. Stokes says, if this company can have an interim world champion, then they can have an interim baddie. Jade warns Stokes that if she doesn't work out, talking about Layla Gray, who is now the interim baddie, then it's his ass. What did you think about this segment here?
I think I'm easily distracted. I was here for the segment. Stokely Hathaway is hilarious. I was very concerned when you all said he should be put with Jade because I put people together because they're black bothers me. However, sorry, I got distracted by EBB. I'm trying to keep my temper about myself. I thought the segment was great. Love the idea of an I didn't say anything about momentum, sir. Well, I might have, but that's not what I mean. I just mean she was booked as the champion, as the most important person in the division. And Thunder Rosa has
been. She still has been to this day.
And Thunder Rosa has not. But yes, everybody who with a vagina has been booked like garbage outside of Jade. We are in agreement, yes. And I'm glad it continued here. What's the new chick's name?
Layla Gray. Layla Gray.
It's a solid choice by Stokely. That's solid, very solid choice. Yes. I don't know if she can wrestle or talk, but solid choice.
I mean, they did tell us that their name is Thunderstorm. I don't know if you paid attention, but they definitely did. I don't know if the ring announcer did because as you could tell from last week with Jimmy getting mad at me, I don't really listen to Justin Roberts, so I don't really expect him to say these things. But commentary and everything they did told us that their name is Thunderstorm for sure. And yes, Romeo, like I said, they have a surplus of women on NXT, so yes, they show them throughout the whole show. And yeah, no, that is a good point with AEW. You know, you're only going to see the women at 9:20, 9:30, and all in a row,
right?
All in a row.
So get
segment
these
after
up,
segment
out of the way, we can move on with life. Like,
let's get this.
Where's Dummy at? Where's not the usual Dummy? With Bill's Mafia. Where the fuck is he? He bounced. I might have yelled at him too much one week. I'm just saying, sir. I need your hits.
I'm not coming back. They announced for ROH Death Before Dishonor that it will be Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia in a Pure Rules match for the Pure ROH Pure Championship. Backstage, Tony Schiavone interviews Daniel Garcia. Garcia says that he stomped on Yuta's head on Dark and raised his title. Last week at Blood and Guts, he spent an hour in the ring with him. Daniel says Wheeler ain't fooling anyone with that fake tough guy act. At Death Before Dishonor, you can call him a technical wrestler, a sports entertainer, but he will call him champion.
Let me ask you something. First things first. Have they even explained on AEW television, not that they should, I'm just saying, what the Pure Championship is?
Yes, they have.
What'd they say?
It's pure rules. They haven't explained the rules because we haven't gotten a pure rules matchup yet. But that's usually when they explain the rules.
But that's my point. You're using your national televised program to push your ROH thing, which is fair enough. I mean, you daddy did buy it, so you got to use it. And then nobody's buying a pay-per-view for Daniel Garcia. Nobody's buying a pay-per-view for Wheeler Yuta, so knock it off. And then we don't know. Most people don't know what the fucking Pure Championship is, so you're not buying it for that. So why even bother? That's what I'm saying.
Maybe they're buying it for an extension of Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts drew a big number last week, so then maybe they get some people who buy it just based off of that. These guys went to war last week, so they'll buy ROH Death Before Dishonor to watch them go to war in a Pure Rules match.
Go to war in a Pure Rules match. I can't imagine if you bought it for that and then you watch that fucking match, you break your fucking TV. What the fuck is this horseshit?
Well, there you have it. Back from break, we go backstage again, and we have FTR. They talk about winning the ROH World Tag Team titles at Supercard of Honor. Cash says that despite them having all this gold, there are some fans who don't think they are the best in the world.
Dopes.
Dax Harwood suggests the rematch of the decade with FTR versus the Briscoes 2 at Death Before Dishonor. Dax says to be the king, you gotta beat the king. I'm down for this. I was like, as soon as they announced this, I was like, well, you got me to buy this pay-per-view. You got me to watch this pay-per-view. FTR Briscoes is my match of the year from Supercard of Honor, and I'm very happy that we're getting a rematch.
Listen, FTR is the best tag team in the world. Briscoes are fantastic. Don't care. I'm sorry, I got distracted again because these people, and it's always the same two. It's always the same two. There's three with Bill's Mafia, but there's these two. Listen, the Ninja Morty is nonsense here. Doesn't know what was up with ROH and Gresham killing it for a year with the pure title during the pandemic. It's okay to be wrong, Jimmy. I think you'd be used to it by now. Can I ask you a question? Did I say anything insulting about the pure title or ROH in and of themselves at all?
No. He's talking about them not explaining it on this show. That's all he was saying.
These psychopaths. I told you. They're a bunch of fucking Bullet Club t-shirt wearing, neck bearded psychopaths. They only hear what they fucking actually want to hear. That's it.
We do have a question here. Chef Aiden must be new. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. He says, is Jimmy a gimmick or are you actually mad?
First of all, sir, mad means insane. No, I'm not insane. If you ask me if I'm actually angry, no, I'm not angry. I am annoyed and expressing myself with my annoyance. I don't do gimmicks. Gimmicks are annoying. Die slow.
Wait, what? Why did you have to ask?
Dye your hair. Die.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Die slow. That's all I'm saying. Because you don't want to overdo it.
Got it.
You see that? Anytime you insult anything they enjoy, why are you so mad? I'm not. I asked a fucking question.
He did, ladies and gentlemen. I had your back on this one. Next we had the main event: Jon Moxley versus Brody King for the interim AEW World Championship. Brody King looking like a badass during his entrance, and even more badass, of course, is Jon Moxley with Wild Thing coming through the crowd. Brody King overwhelms Moxley early with some hard hitting style on the floor. Mox sidesteps King and makes him run into the steel steps. Brody regains control by backdropping Mox on the floor and throwing him into the timekeeper's area. Mox tries to attack Brody's leg with low drop kicks, but Brody brings it back to strikes. Even one hard strike that you literally had a shot where Brody was just standing there looking like a badass, and Mox's feet, he was like upside down. It was a great shot. Brody goes for the cannonball first time and he misses, but later he connects with it. Mox hits the Brody hits like a big power driver for a near fall. He even tries to choke out Moxley on the top rope, trying to do the same thing that he did to Darby Allin. In the finish, Mox hits the paradigm shift out of nowhere, and then he hits the hammer and anvil elbows, which actually wake up Brody. But Mox locks on the rear naked choke and gets on top of his back. King uses his weight to fall back on Mox. However, Mox locks back on the bulldog choke. We see Brody with a nice little sell with his facial expressions here as he loses consciousness, and Jon Moxley retains the AEW World Championship. I thought that this was a strong main event. Brody King got to look great in defeat, while Moxley gets an impressive win in his first title defense of his second reign with the title. I just wouldn't have done this match this week because I think there was no doubt whatsoever that Jon Moxley was going to win. You should have at least built up Brody King for one episode of Dynamite and do it next week at Fyter Fest. If I was booking, I would have done it that way. But overall, this was a strong match to end the show. What did you think, Jimmy?
We're in complete agreement there. I did enjoy the build up, the hype for this match throughout the night. Malachi's promo and Mox's promo were both fantastic. So this match was really good, especially considering it feels so different than a usual AEW match where people flips and then do back rakes. But this is fine. I enjoyed it. I like Brody King, and I like the finish. It made him look strong. This is the biggest spot he's ever been in, at least in AEW. I was here for it. However, much like you, I could have not watched it this week. Like next week, sure. Have a tag team match this week. You got fucking 8.
Yeah, I would have preferred that. Do like Yuta and Moxley versus Malachi and Brody King, and then Brody King pins Wheeler Yuta to get the win.
But we want
and if you want to protect Yuta, have Daniel Garcia distract him.
No, we got to protect fucking Yuta because John Gresham did great stuff with the pure title. What the fuck are you even babbling about? The fuck are you talking about? You fucking... Sorry.
James Jones agrees with you. He says AEW is very special. Tony ruined it. And yeah, see, Bill's Mafia. We tell you, we love our usual people in the live chat. So you did get a shout out. He said, just got it. Thanks for the shout outs, Jimmy.
Yes, you're very memorable because no matter what Tony does, there you are, fucking that green fucking avatar. I see immediately pop up over here. I say, well, this stunk. What, are they not supposed to promote the pay-per-view? All right. What do you want from me? Now, if I say they shouldn't have done the title match this week. Well, there's no main event this week. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! All right, whatever you say.
Roxy says you guys should put a disclaimer for anyone who's new to the channel. Watch at your own. You may get insulted. You may get insulted.
You can't say anything.
You may get verbally assaulted by Jimmy.
No. Oh well.
And we got a super chat donation from Annika. Thank you so much, Annika. We always appreciate those and always appreciate everyone who watches. Trust me. I appreciate Annika says CHK really needs to come to Jesus meeting because with all these injuries, they need to plan some storylines out. How can you have Brody King, not Lee, Brody King versus Moxley and not think House of Black versus BCC? Yes, all this needed, I think, to make this a perfect ending to the show was Malachi coming out on stage at the end to face off with Moxley. Because I don't want, like you said before, I don't want to see Malachi and Miro because one of them has to lose. I want Miro to keep him getting built up. I want Malachi, if you are going to have him win and get built up, at least the loss needs to happen to the world champion. He hasn't got a shot at the world champion yet. And Mox versus Malachi Black would slap hard. That's what I want to see. I 100% agree with you, Annika.
Definitely. I listen to them talk for forever about anything, really. And then the match would be fucking fantastic. What do you mean? Listen, I will say this. I don't know about what the E does these days, but I know Tony Khan is not good with pivoting, meaning seeing something works and then doing that. He kind of just stays with the plans he had written down in that fucking pad he's got.
When he was like 12 years old, he always says, he always brings it up.
Right, because those are brilliant fucking ideas.
You fucking Mark!
Yes, but how do you not do BCC versus fucking... Come on, man. What are we talking about?
just makes sense. It just makes all the sense in the world. I thought that this was the most obvious booking choice. Is Brody King is just a placeholder first challenger to set up the real feud of Moxley versus Malachi Black, because yes, it was a strong main event. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from the match, like Jimmy always says, in a vacuum, but we need some direction for where Moxley is going with this title reign, and that would have been nice to end the show.
It would have been. I assume he's got something else planned, and he doesn't want to fucking change gears because he's not good at fucking doing things in the first place. I was gonna say, maybe Punk's gonna be back soon. I don't know. Maybe they'll do Punk for it all out.
I mean, if Punk's gonna be back soon, you wait him. You tell him, no, we're gonna have you wait because the match needs to happen at All Out. I'm sorry, it needs to happen at All Out, and we can't have another instance with an interim champ who is only gone for like a few weeks, and then you have the big title unification match like literally 3 weeks after this interim champion was crowned. No, we need him to wait, get really 100% healthy. And it's a perfect story as well, because Stat King brought it up during our review of Forbidden Door, that having Moxley versus Punk at All Out makes a whole world of sense, because Punk is the hometown hero in Chicago, but Jon Moxley's 2 AEW World Championship reigns, the first time and then this interim run, both happen in Chicago. So he could be like, yeah, you're the guy, but you lost twice the last time you wrestled in Chicago, while I win big title matches in your hometown.
That's hilarious. I don't know. Listen, this card looks like it's shaping up nicely, but I'm just down. This episode brought me down, strangely, which is weird. I usually get angry, but
I think it was because it was such a high last week. Like I said, like we put in the title, last week was one of the best episodes of the year.
Yes, and I felt like we learned the lesson. We fucking booked solidly. Everything moved forward in a fucking common sense manner. And then this week we had weird things happen, and then we had no things happen, or we rehashed things that shouldn't be rehashed, or we have Christian Matt Hardy in the same ring. I don't even know where to start with that. I'm sorry. Wait, what? We covered that already.
Look at this. You even get in love from Bill's Mafia. He says, I do not disagree with everything you have said like that, Jimmy. I hope to change your thought of lumping me in with all those contrarian takes towards you, LOL. He also adds, Bill's Mafia also adds, you were pretty spot on with most things today, Jimmy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I apologize if I'm misremembering. However, I'm pretty good at remembering, as SP3 and CM can testify to today. And I will say this, I'm pretty sure, weren't you the one that told me to check out WrestleNomics to explain why time slots don't matter? Wasn't that you? Wasn't that you? I don't really forget things like that, but wasn't it you? Glad you're here.
And we got another super chat donation from EVB. Sorry for anyone who doesn't like spoilers. He paid us, so I gotta ask the question. Jimmy, who's gonna die in the boys' finale tomorrow?
Oh, it's shit. Either Homelander or I don't really want to spoil it. Shit. Homeland is up for discussion. I'll say that much. Even though he's one of the greatest TV characters I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Although Jimmy watches the show, he doesn't get early viewing. So
yes,
this is a prediction, not a spoiler.
Yeah, I don't know how far some of you are up to it, so I don't want to say a character's name who hasn't come up yet and say he'll die. So I'm just Homeland.
Smart. And yes, Bill Mafia says yes, that was him.
I know.
He's like, yeah, I know. Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the July 6, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite.
Jay-Z to go. Sorry.
In 3, no, he's not. 3, 2, 1. I'll go. It's more of like a Orange Cassidy. I'm going slightly up. I gave this show a 6.5 out of 10. So that is like, it's not a full thumbs up all the way. It's like a slight thumbs up. It's not thumbs
okay.
in the middle,
yeah,
but it's a slight thumbs up.
Yeah, 65 out of 100. That's passing in public schools for you dummies, and that's failing in Catholic schools for you people who better educated, except about religion.
Jimmy, what did you give it out of 10?
6. 6. I should take more points off fucking Matt Hardy. I was saying Matt Jackson, that too. But Matt Hardy being on the show.
That's fair. And what was your match of the night?
Ugh. Probably main event. Yeah. Actually.
Yeah, I go main event. Main event was the best match for me. LVP, Jimmy.
Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, the fucking uncharismatic Hardy boy. Just so why are we here? I kind of want to give Luchasaurus for that fucking awful music he's got. Why does he come out like he's some type of scary ass demon? You're just a fucking dinosaur. That was a goofball a couple weeks ago. Now you're a demon. Stop it.
Just because he lost Genie, I'm giving it to Scorpio Sky. You lost Genie. You had like 1 on 10 odds in this matchup, and you still lost.
The Lakers need to lose Genie. Ugh, just as bad as a fucking brother.
No, she said it correct. Kobe Bean Bryant, the greatest Laker of all time.
Listen, if you want to make that argument, I'm not going to argue with you. He's definitely in the conversation. That doesn't make her a good owner. Sorry.
Hey, we've had 2 championships under her watch.
So. Ain't this a bitch? What?
I'll take it. Who was your MVP of the show?
MVP, boy. I want to give it to Christian, if only for his sitting on the chair and talking shit, which is hilarious. You're relevant again. This week. I'll go Malachi Black. I love that fucking promo.
Promo was tough, but someone had a tougher just as tough of a promo, and he won the main event. I got to give it to Jon Moxley. I'm going to give it to Mox this week. I do want to give it to Christian for the turtleneck and just bringing out ether every single time this man talks as of late. It's beautiful stuff. But yes, that brings us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Jimmy, let the people know where they can find you on social media and what you got going on over on your channel, sir.
At Twitter, where I view awful wrestling takes like, I don't know, something like Chris Benoit couldn't keep up with wrestlers today, or things of that sort. For example, that's an idea. Also on Instagram and on YouTube, and follow me or don't. I don't really care. You should know this already. Oh yes, Comic Book Ascension, JimmyMacram.com.
Yes, follow the good brother for all his content. Hopefully, we will finish Moon Knight someday. He hasn't even put out all the episodes that we've already recorded.
Put them all out at once.
He's waiting till when we finally finish. And I still need to watch Umbrella Academy with you as well. So we need to get on that as soon as possible.
Which is apparently a month not done, according to people.
It's not. Hey, I've been free. You the one that rain checked on me the last few weeks. That's all I gotta say. Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TrueHillHeat. To be even more a supporter of True Hill Heat, patreon.com/TrueHillHeat, and to get your gear, ProWrestlingTees.com/TrueHills. We got more content coming up on our merchandise page on Pro Wrestling Tees. Maybe you might see an AEWramble shirt if you're an AEWramble fan. If you're a fan of Servant Facing Heel, you might get a t-shirt for them. If you're a fan of True Rewind, might get a fan shirt for them as well. So check it out, ProWrestlingTees.com/TrueHills, and you'll see me back on the channel on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. True Hill Heat 183 with the good brother Steven Jensen of Fightful. It would be myself, Miss Chrissy Love, and Jensen talking about the weekend wrestling, Money in the Bank, AEW, Impact Wrestling, GCW, more going on from WWE. So check us out, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. Of course, if you like watching AEW Dynamite with the crew from True Hill Heat, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Elite Heat number 9, watching Fyter Fest, the triple or nothing matchup for the AEW World Tag Team titles, Claudio Castagnoli versus Jake Hager. Check out this week's NX3, watching Great American Bash, and you can join us next week for NX3 number 66 with the fellas Romeo, Chris G, and Ness. And then tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Impact on Access TV. Join Ness and Drunk Guy JJ as they watch Impact Wrestling, and it's going to be Mia Yim versus Deonna Purrazzo and the debut of former AEW star Alan Angels. So you're going to watch Impact?
You star over there?
AEW star, former AEW star.
Oh, hey, get paid. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Who's he married to?
Comment. Randy says Jimmy and SP3, aka Spy and Look, versus Swerve in Our Glory. What? I don't know where that came from, but it made me laugh.
He just throw a bunch of random black things together. Hey, Jimmy, aka SP3, aka Swerve, aka Malcolm X, aka Jade, aka Kobe, aka
Before he gets himself in even more trouble for Jimmy Macram, it is me, your new media forbidden door, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 50. Fun while it lasted, and lasted, and lasted. We are signing off until next time.
Let's fucking go.